to share on two pointers. One is urgency trap, and the second is the learning quotient. So the urgency trap, many of us know, is that when we worked in organizations, we're still working on organizations. We have different people, at different levels, and we're dealing with, let's say, if I'm in design and architecture or retail and stuff, and I'm into creative work, I'm into design or creativity and stuff like that. Then I have exposure to different kinds of clients. I'm talking to factory people. I'm dealing with vendors and stuff. I basically work along with clients. I talk to different people all across the world and stuff. And I've got my finance department. I've got my GST filing. I've got, let's say, the packaging department to look into and stuff, and I've got business expansion, and I've got my other stuff to do and stuff. So, in a nutshell, there are a variety of roles and stuff. So, how do you kind of look into the urgency, trap, or how do you, I would say, you have this term called prioritizing and stuff. So, the urgency trap is something which most organizations have, and they kind of make you look like anything and everything super important and stuff. And as you're performing and you're on the job and stuff, you realize that nothing is of priority. And sometimes it's just the temperaments of your bosses, or sometimes just the temperament, personal or professional outlooks of people working in various positions, that they want to create this whole hype and they want to look like lots of stuff is happening and stuff, but actually it's absolutely normal and not much of action is required and stuff. And every environment, every culture, every portfolio is different. And I mean, when you kind of get into this mode, when you're in the office, you walk in and you feel that anything and everything is not going to move till the time you don't put in a step or you don't action it and stuff, then it means that your system lacks professionalism. And whether your seniors in the office or not, or whether people are coming in on time or not, and if work is not happening correctly, then there's definitely wrong in that system and stuff. But if you are working from, let's say, flexi, or you're working from different places of work, let's say if I'm in a forum or something and I've got my team working out there, if without my presence and stuff, work is still happening, and I've delegated it to a vendor or a factory guy, or to, let's say, the Karigar team that I have with me and stuff. I'm sharing from my example because that is the best example I can give. Then it means that you have a system in place and stuff, and people understand that it is equal give and take and responsibility and stuff. And what is really important is that rather than letting and falling in the trap of urgency, rather than falling into this loop of urgency trap, what's very important is to prioritize and stuff. If you yourself know your deadlines, if you yourself understand the gravity and seriousness of the situation, then you will automatically be behaving and conducting yourself in that particular manner. And as we meet various global leaders, and we meet various organization heads, and we meet people from all across the world and stuff, there is something always new to learn. And it was so amazing to see that, recently I was at this India International Forum for UAE and stuff, and I messaged a few people I met there. And the fastest response came from the ambassador himself. And then there are certain other people who also work in other organizations and stuff. They took a little while and stuff. And I was like, I'm now being exposed to a different, a different kind of a culture, and a different kind of personality, or a different country and stuff. But they're so proactive and they're so fast. And because we've been used to certain environments, and we've been used to functioning or working with certain people, we think that that's the right way to work and stuff. And it's not. And this is something where the urgency trap can definitely be shifted onto being more professional and being to a more, I would say, priority, tangent, where people consider responding and being quick in responses and stuff as a priority, because you're not keeping people holding, you're not keeping people waiting. And when you're doing all of that, unless and until you're in very serious situations or a meeting or something like that, it means that you're wasting time of people with whom you're kind of trying to connect and stuff. And urgent tasks are super important, so you have to understand the gravity, and you have to understand that what is your priority and what is your urgency. At times, certain tasks are genuine and they're waiting for people to take action on it and stuff. And the big positive outcomes of it is that if you yourself set that example, and if you're yourself disciplined and you're yourself proactive, then your team or your people in the organization and your client will also understand your response time and stuff. And rather than having negative consequences, and rather than having wastage of time and space and communication, and making people small, or kind of making them look at the fact that they're not important and that is why you're not responding, the whole shift happens, and everybody needs to feel important. I mean, people come to your offices to have a good time and to be a part of systems and organizations where they're spending time constructively and they are looking at having a great time. In the long term, if you want your setup or your design organization or even your projects to happen fast, then the response time has to be really very quick. And spending time on Zoom, and spending time on they say the auto pilot mode, where you've got so much into that whole way of working in one way over the years. That's the only way you work, so you are kind of trained to be responding, and you're trained to basically be doing stuff the way you've been doing for, let's say, maybe 18 years or 19 years. So this is what is the autopilot mode, where your response is just the same as it has been over the years. And there's nothing different, and you feel overwhelmed, you feel as they say, the whole so-called pressure and stuff. So who doesn't have it? I mean, pressure is a negative word. I mean, everybody does work, and everybody's kind of in their own zones and stuff. And you have senior people, you have junior people who are loving their work. They don't even think about these terms, because the moment you let this kind of a term enter into your head, you start not even enjoying your work and stuff. So what's very very important is to focus on what makes you feel amazing. I repeatedly say this: what's making you feel good, what's making you feel great about your work, what is it that you enjoy. Once you know what are your strengths and stuff, focus more on that, and spend time understanding yourself better than trying to make a system or people work the way you work, unless and until you're holding a role which is super important, and you have like a majority of people reporting into you, and overhyping being busy, or overhyping being misled or pushed into too much of action also creates this for fake agency, and it just creates a pretty negative situation in offices and stuff. So people have to relax, people have to go slow, people have to be given time. You can't be having deadlines which are unjustified. Say, for example, if I'm uh, doing the coloring, or if I'm doing makeover of a sofa, if it's going to take me at least 2 days and the weather condition is there, then I can't just be doing some magic or a magic wand and drying up the sofa before time and stuff. So just an example which I'm extending, that certain things take that much of time, and when you have people on board and stuff, you have to see what are they good at and what are they not great at. If you can focus on the positive, that's really good, because that is what keeps the productivity, and that is what keeps the creative stuff happening. And when you know that there's something which is a poor point or a negative point in a person, you can always choose to have a conversation and help that identify that, rather than focusing completely on their negative. And there's tasks that they have in offices, which is in communication or design, is having something known as artificial deadlines. So do those kind of things in your offices, where you're giving artificial deadlines to people, and you're requesting them and expecting them to do their work within time and stuff. And training them on the job and stuff also is important. But when you hire someone, or before you hire someone, this is for someone I remember, she met me and she's doing an online store, and there's a big miss in the recruitment strategy of her. So she's listening to me. This is for you, that you can have artificial deadlines given at the time of hiring people and stuff, because rather than hiring them and getting them on board, and then dealing with the so-called system and processes and delays and stuff, a better idea is that you kind of engage them for a day or a week or a certain number of days, and you get them into a artificial deadline system to see how proactive they are and stuff. So this saves your time of recruitment and stuff. And urgency traps try and not be in those, and try and be more of priority, where you kind of make a list and write down of what's important for you and what's not important for you. Make a list at the start of the day, make a list at the end of the day. If you can have it in your mind, that's also good, but downloading it and writing it is super important, because we're human beings and we tend to forget. So hope this helps. I'm Jashin Kapani. I'm the founder and CEO of Amdecorn Design, and there are a lot of people who have a ability of multitasking and stuff. That's great, but when you're a specialist, or if you're doing too many things, and they say rather than having a khichdi, it's better to focus on what's important and what's priority and stuff, and set the ball rolling. Okay, and multitasking does have its own advantages and disadvantages, but that's another concept altogether. So love and luck. I'm the founder and CEO of I'm Decor and Design, and we're on the business of, as you know by now, into interior solutions and stuff. And we're highly creative. We have a lot of concepts and stuff. You can check them out on our Instagram page. The online store is down because I'm kind of holding back the whole project or the whole idea, because off and on I find, because of weather change and stuff, I'm not keeping that great. So if this is looking like some major excuse to some or justification, well, that's the way it is. But you can take a look at our catalogs, and you can take a look at our pages and stuff, and we can meet up for some serious work in our office, in my office at Sector 4. And thank you so much for your inputs and feedbacks and stuff, and keep on doing the good work, and be rock stars in your own spheres of work and stuff, and look at what is helping you kind of align your tasks and prioritize everything, because we are not supercomputers. We are not people who are trained in NASA and stuff to handle ambiguous and different tasks of high situation and high emergency and stuff. We are all creative people. We are all people who've been in either branding, marketing, PR, or we've been in creative lines and stuff. So for us, taking a chill pill helps, and environment certainly kind of has its advantages and disadvantages. So choose the environment very carefully. Okay, so love and luck. Take care. Thank you so much for your messages and likes and stuff, and a belated Valentine's Day to everybody and anybody. And enjoy yourself. The weekend is almost like a day or two away, so make the best of your best use of it and stuff. And no excuses when you get back into your office because you didn't chill on a weekend. So do that. Okay. So love and luck. Take care. Bye bye.